YouTube? What's good, YouTube? What is going on? What is happening, man? Of course, it's your guy one more time, Dedra L. Hicks Jr. And I am indeed back with another fragrance video, okay? So we're back with another weekly rotation video where I'll talk about every fragrance that I wore last week. So instead of 7, I have 8 because I had a 2-part day on Saturday, all right? So the weather was different this week, all right? It got pretty cold this week. We're dealing with some stuff in the low 40s. Highs not coming out of the 60s. In the last couple of days, it's been cloudy, wet, and cold the past few days. Okay, so of course, if you live down south, you welcome those opportunities to wear your heavier fragrances, gourmandish style fragrances, different notes that we normally wouldn't get to wear, especially if you're living in the south. All right, so really good rotation. I debuted 2 fragrances for the first time and got 4 wears out of a very popular one. So let's go ahead and get into it. Let's start with Sunday. All right, on Sunday, from the house of Carolina Herrera, from the Bad Boy line, we have Carolina Bad Boy Cobalt EDP Electric. EDP Electric. All right, so those who don't know, this is a very in the neighborhood or in the woods of 1 million's Paco Rabanne's 1 million Lucky. All right, so Lucky is one of my favorite fragrances, just hands down. Very beautiful scent, but this one right here takes it in a different approach. Now I've already done a review on this and I've talked about it in the last few of my videos, but this is a more aromatic twist to that 1 million Lucky DNA. It definitely has differences on the dry down, but in the wheelhouse, in the ballpark of 1 million Lucky you get. So with 1 million Lucky about to be discontinued, even though don't be confused, they're still selling in stores and you can get it online, but once production of the last order is done, then that's it. What's out there will be out there, okay? And it's going to be much harder to come by. So if you're not pressed on it and you want something to kind of preserve your 1 million Lucky, this would be a good one. I wore it to the office. Good. I got a really good compliment. You know, you basically, hey man, you smell real good. What's that? So I even told them and let them know what it was. So on Sunday, I really like this one. Got a good wearing out of it from the house of Carolina Herrera. All right, we have Bad Boys Cobalt Eau de Parfum Electric. Electric. All right, funky style bottle as always from Bad Boy. All right, on Monday I was off, enjoying my off day. Had to do a little bit of running around, do some recording, do some podcasting, just a real chill and just a chill day. So I went for a chill fragrance that you just can't beat from the house of Calvin Klein. That's right, we went with CK1 Shock. CK1 Shock, timeless classic, beautiful fragrance. You get some lavender, a little bit of orange in here. You get a little bit of tobacco in here as well. Just a very nice blend for not much at all. You can get these bottles for $19.99 or less online. On Monday, this is just how I was feeling. I had my hoodie on, my sweatsuit on, sprayed a couple sprays of this, man, I was good to go. So I was glad to be reminded. I always have this and I'll always wear this. You know, sometimes, it's the perception is the more money you spend on the fragrance, the better you smell. That's not true at all. It can be the farthest from the truth. And this is a great example of that. You spend $19 and $20, you get something like this that smells really, really good. Mass appealing. It's going to get you some compliments as well. And you're going to love, just how you feel, while wearing it. All right. So for me on Monday, on the off day, from the house of Calvin Klein, we have CK1 Shock. Get that in focus there. All right, on Tuesday, back to the office. This is the one I go to the most. This is the heavy duty worker of the line that I have from the house of Hugo Boss. From the scent line, we have Hugo Boss, the scents Absolute. Now this is the one I always wear to work, always. I don't wear Private Accord or Absolute. Not Absolute. I forget the Parfum, the EDT. This is the one I always grab when I'm going to work. Of course, you get that Maninka and that ginger and the patchouli in here as well. That patchouli kind of gives it off a slight chocolatey vibe, but that ginger and that Maninka are very, very much so present. This is a great performer. I love it. It lasts. And to me, it's just one of the better fragrances for the office for this time of year. Don't get me wrong, yeah, you're going inside, but for me, I'm kind of different the way I think. Like, if it's cooler out all day long, whether I'm going in or whether I'm going out, I want something to complement that. And during the cooler months, this is the one that I probably gravitate towards the most, especially out of that line. So on Monday, a fan favorite for me, from the House of Hugo Boss, from the scent line, we have Absolute. The scent Absolute. All right, moving along to Wednesday. Wednesday, it was even cooler. It was breezy. It was windy. And I hadn't worn this in quite some time. This doesn't get a lot of love at all here on YouTube when you're talking fragrances. But for me, I was reminded how much I love it. From the house of Victor and Rolf, we have SPICEBOMB EDP, the Night Vision EDP, excuse me. Night Vision EDP. Now, the original Night Vision, the EDT, doesn't get any love at all, and quite frankly, I'm not a fan of it either. I think it's their, the whole Invictus twist went crazy for everybody, and SPICEBOMB fell into that, but then they redeemed themselves with this EDP. You get this sweet, spicy, and nutty sensation in this thing. They got a note of pistachio in here that comes off really nutty in the mid and in the dry down. Then, of course, you have that SPICEBOMB DNA lingering around. Some, obviously, spices, some sweetness with some vanilla as well. A host notes. It kind of has like a niche fragrance lineup. It's like over 20 something notes in this thing, but it's really, really good, and it's a beast. It is a beast performer. You can't go wrong with it if you're looking for a mass appealing fragrance that is going to garner you attention. It's going to smell great, and just perfect for this time of year. So on Wednesday, to the office, we went with, from the house of Victor and Rolf, we went with SPICEBOMB Night Vision EDP. Good stuff. I really like this. I was reminded just how good it was for me. All right, up next on Thursday, we went with a very popular scent that's going crazy right now in the fragrance community, from the house of Latafa. All right, we went with Cambra. All right, so I got a full wearing of Cambra this week, and man, just beyond surprised just at the performance of this thing overall from top to bottom. This stuff is amazing. I didn't think of Killian's Angel Share one time, which this is inspired by. I didn't think about it one time. After you get through the initial opening of this thing, the first minute or two, honestly, this starts to do its own thing with hints of Angel Share floating around it. But the dates in here, and the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the vanilla, this stuff is excellent, man. It's perfect for this time of year. It does have a quality of an elegance quality to it, in my opinion, where you will come off very rich. You'll come off like you got a couple dollars, you know what you're doing with your life, and you on the up and up. That's what you would definitely get with something like this. So I really enjoyed it, man. Very surprised of how it performed. Beast performer. I got literally 9 to 10 hours out of performance out of this. I'm not a light sprayer. You're not gonna heem and get me out of here. No. Like, I spray my fragrances, and if you know what you're doing with how you're applying, then you'll be just fine. All right, so this is really, really good. Enjoyed it. On Thursday, from the house of Latafa, we went with Cambra from Latafa. All right, moving along to Friday, I had a bunch of errands to run. My oldest son, it was his birthday this week. He turned the big 8. So I was out Friday getting some stuff together because we were doing something for him this past weekend. And it was an excellent time to test this one out for sure. I debuted this in my collection, from the house of Voltaire Sadiq, I believe that's what it is. We have This Is Him. Y'all, I really like this, man. I really like it. In all honesty, what I get from this, I get a little bit of Nishane's Ani, and then somehow, some way, I start to get some hints, not a lot, not a big amount, but some hints of Layton once you get to the mid and the dry down. So think of Nishane Ani and Parfums de Marley Layton kind of in here doing a little dance. That's what my nose get. So an Ani vibe. I think there's a bergamot open. some bergamot and there's some vanilla. This is a very heavy vanilla scent, but it has some spices and incense in it as well. And you do get the incense that are really coming out of this thing, especially in the mid. So really enjoyed this on Friday. Got better performance than I thought I would. With this being the EDT concentration, you just kind of never know what you're getting. But with the incense and the vanilla in here, you would think this will kind of push out a little bit longer than your average EDT. I got about 7 to 8 hours of performance out of this thing. It smelled really good. I got a compliment at my local Dillard's. I was out doing some shopping for my dad for his birthday. Happy birthday, Pop. This was one that really did a good job, and I'm a fan of it, and I could really see myself throwing this into my fall and winter rotation going forward. Really like this, man. From the house of Voltaire Sadiq, we went with This Is Him. This Is Him. All right, to wrap up the week on Saturday. All right, on Saturday, two-parter. I had to work earlier in the day on Saturday, and I was glad to finally get a chance to wear this again. It was colder out still. It was a little wet, a little windy still, but it felt good to me. And we went with this one, man. From the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, we went with Uomo Signature. Uomo Signature, man. Man, was it good to get back to wearing this one, man. It was super good if you heard that noise, something fell in my cabinet. I don't know what it is, but I'm about to find out. All right, but you get the Uomo DNA, but then you get that mixture with some leather in here as well. That's just the perfect balance and the perfect blend. Beast performer, just a great fragrance, man. Overall, I really enjoy this. Might be my favorite from the line. Very popular fragrance. If y'all don't have this, I would get it. Very has a masculine touch to it, a gentleman-like feel to it as well. And I was glad to be reminded just how really good this is. This is almost one of those 10 out of 10 fragrances for me, and it's just really that good. All right, so if y'all don't have this, look into it for sure. First half of the day on Saturday, from the house of Salvatore Ferragamo, went with Uomo Signature. Uomo Signature. All right, and last but not least, we had my son's get together, his friends, and we all went out and hung out, and went to a pizza spot and loaded up in there and had a fun time. And it was more towards the evening and in the nighttime once the sun was going down, which it goes down around 4 o'clock, but it was cool. We went with just probably my favorite, man, period, from the house of Parfums de Marly. We went with PEGASUS Exclusive. Exclusives. Every time I show this, shout out to my brothers from Frag Boys, ENT, Koppel, and Dunbar, man. I appreciate my brothers for blessing me with this on my birthday. This is just exceptional. Take the original PEGASUS, and then you just add some oud in here and really dense up the, it's kind of like a, that vanilla is like even more richer somehow, some way in this thing. The almond is even more potent somehow, some way in this thing. I prefer this over the original PEGASUS, but this stuff is just A1, man. It's A1, man. It's A1, and I really enjoyed it. The performance is excellent, projection is excellent, sillage is excellent. Just an overall 10 out of 10 fragrance for myself. I loved it, man. On Saturday night to wrap up the week, we went with, from the house of Parfums de Marly, we went with PEGASUS Exclusive. Exclusive. All right, Smell Good family, so that's gonna wrap up today's video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the weekly rotation. Of course, let me know down below in the comments, what did you guys wear this week? What was the highlights of the week for you guys with your fragrances, okay? And don't forget, man, the 3,000 subscriber video, the giveaway video is out, so head over to that video. It'll be in the cards when this is over with, and enter the giveaway, man. Enter the giveaway. I've been reading some of the comments and some of the things y'all been saying in that video, man. Just really dope, man. I really appreciate that, man. It's really good to be able to get some insight on what you guys, how you guys feel, and how you guys go about getting ready for the holidays, for sure, man. So y'all go ahead and enter the giveaway, and of course we'll be announcing a winner soon. All right, Smell Good family, until next time, be cool, be safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, as always, it's not something we need to think about. It's not something that we need to have one-on-one dialogue. Just splack her up. Just splack her up. Why not? Splack her up. Splack her down. Splack her up. All around, man. Y'all be cool.